Here's why I never want to attend any type of Seiyuu events in Japan. It's mainly because I have a big problem with how they literally just use a script on camera in order to do anything. Like when you actually type into like YouTube, like, any type of Japanese voice actress, voice actor, or these panels, you will often see 95 or like maybe 90% of the time, they always will have a booklet. The booklet, the script, whatever type of paper, tablet, whatever they have on there that they're just looking at every time a question or a transition will happen. And like, I don't know, because I grew up watching like Western type of marketing, Western type of like same events, but the thing is, like in the West, people often like expect you to remember the product, what it does, why you like it. And like that transition to watching these Japanese anime promotions, they just feel like not genuine. Like you just hiring these voice actors and the staff in order to read from a booklet, and like whatever's on the booklet, you're reading it and then you're just reacting to what you just read and giving answers that I'm pretty sure are already on the page that you're reading it from, and you're just referencing or trying not to reference it. Like, I don't know. For me, I just don't like them, and I wouldn't really want to pay money to actually like watch it in person. Like, I see people actually like attend these events, whether through going to a convention or whether going through like the actual event itself, that usually these companies like Katakawa or Square Enix or any type of like big anime publisher or Japanese video game publisher will hold just for a limited time or just for that one day. And usually because they're limited, like, you can only attend for a certain amount of time or a certain amount of days, or just this one day, the price is automatically going to be expensive. And to me, it's just the low budget, the low budget type of, let's get this over with quick. We'll get the fans to at least notice our product or service or TV show, anime movie, anime game, or even like an anime cafe. We'll at least get them to notice it so we can have some people attend or like watch it for something, in order to get something in return. And that's just lazy marketing, in my opinion. Like, lazy promotion. Like, for me, I would attend. It would, like, in order to get me to attend one of them, like, just the bare minimum. Like, if I'm not too sure, if the price is low enough, and like I don't really care how I waste my afternoon, waste my morning, night, don't really care, I have $100 in my pocket, I'll buy some snack, I'll sneak it in and then pay for this event and just sit down and see what happens, like what happens on stage. Like, that's, like, to me, in order to get me to do just that, like, I would need a guaranteed at the entrance, or just something of a paper, like at least a handout, or no, just a staff person just telling me, yeah, we're not gonna have any scripts, or you're not gonna be seeing any scripts. There's no booklet, there's no white paper, we're not even gonna have a tablet. Like, oh my god, like, oh, like, what, really? Like, my goodness, this is different. Like, oh, like, I just want to attend just to see, like, how badly do they, like, mess up? Like, how badly does the people on stage mess up? Or, no, that's a little bit too mean, but, like, how good will they perform? Like, when they try to make, the event at least salvageable? Like, how good of a job will it be? And, like, I just saying that, like, it hurts me just being mean like that, but it's like it's one of those things where you want it to fail, but at the same time you want it to succeed, but you don't want it to succeed too much because you know that this is probably someone messed up, and that's why they didn't have like the scripts or the booklets ready. Like you kind of have that feeling in the back of your head. It like did someone just forget to like print the pages? Like was the printer not working? Did we run out of ink on like the last day to prepare? Like was that it? Like I'm just thinking the worst possible outcome in order for me to just see, yep, no booklets. Nope. No booklets, guys. This event booklet free. No scripts. And what really got me started on this like downward path to not wanting to pay money to attend like these promotional type of anime events was probably the Princess Connect Redive live stream they had, I believe, like a year ago. I know they had a couple, but I forgot which one. Like they have many, I believe, like monthly or so. I forgot which one. I remember it was one of the big ones where they got a ton of the voice actresses and probably two staff members to attend. I forgot what it was, but it was one of those type of events where they had one huge two separate, I believe two or three separate like long tables, and then they had, you know, the actresses sitting on them and like sitting. I believe I'm remembering the Grand Blue one was different. No, it was definitely Princess Connect Redive, and there were like three tables, and then they had the voice actresses like talking about the new update, and I'm happy about getting a new update and not understanding any Japanese when they're talking about it, but just seeing like how blatantly like obvious the script, like the paper that they're reading from is like it's clearly they don't actually know. Like you can clearly tell that some of them don't actually know what they're talking about. Like they're not interested in the video game. They're just reading from the script, and the whole Japanese type of a television stereotype or the trope of, well, you have to be happy or like super excited or giddy on Japanese television or any type of live stream, or even just like any type of like real life events that that's not on camera. It's like, well, you gotta be at least happy about it, but at the same time, though, it kind of like when you're a viewer on a computer or just on any type of digital screen, just watching it, and you look at like they clearly bend their head like down and like read from a page, and then they turn the page later, and then they go back up, look back at the camera, and then they just talk, and you're just like, wait. You literally just read that from a page. You turned it, and you're just talking what you just read on. Like you're just talking about what you just read on that previous page. So like, it feels not genuine. Like they're not really excited about the product, the game, and they're just being paid to read from what they did. Read either a voice line or tell how what do you think about this? What do you think? Essentially, they're like these events are just a book reading. Like you're paying money to go to have people read off a piece of paper or like bunches of paper for a couple of minutes or like half an hour or for an hour or so. It's like I could have gone and paid money to go to a theater production instead. It's like, come on, like you're making me listen to you read a book essentially. Like sure, I might get the little the little moments of you like not really being on script, but like still you're still reading from a page. So there's that. Like that's how I see it. Book reading, overpriced book reading. You're paying money to sit down, or man, maybe sit down. There are, I mean, that's only if they actually have seats. Like the worst ones are you just stand there. Like, yep, I'm just standing here while the people on stage are reading from a page, and then they flip the page, and then they read from that page again. They occasionally look up at the audience, or maybe they just look at the staff person for permission to do something, and you're just there, just like, huh, okay, well, I could have gone to any other place or any other panel or something else, but nope, I'm here. So yeah, that's another reason for my rant on these Japanese voice actors or these anime type of promotional events. I mean, they're just not good. And like going back on what I just said like a few seconds ago, is that some of these promotional events or like televised events, they look like when they actually like the cameras like they when they show the audience, they often show the audience without like they don't have any seats. I'm like, sure, we can argue that like, yeah, weebs, fans, we will put up with it if it means like we can at least get something good out of it. Like if it means we can get a preview of the game or the anime show, just a couple of clips they show, like it would be worth them. Like, no, not really. Like in my opinion, not really. I mean, like if I have a seat, then like, yeah, my opinion might go up a little just because like I at least can feel comfortable or just play on my phone or do something else if the people on the stage just like don't interest me. So I do have an option of that. Like if I'm just standing there, not just standing there, often in the heat or like with other people that just are making me sweat or making me just uncomfortable because again like you're just standing there crunch in that area because usually these events are low, like they have low production value or they don't really have any money to set them up. So you're just there. Like hopefully you can get to the front when people start leaving, or you're just stuck there in the middle and like good luck getting out. Good luck getting out from the crowd. Oh boy. I don't really know. Like I don't like I have big respect for those people who they don't have any seats and they're just standing there and they're like cheering for what's happening on stage. Like I have big respect for them. Like I give them props for it. Like you're being a true fan. Like you're suffering just so you can make this piece of entertainment successful. Like I respect that. And now to go to another reason for why why these events suck. And this is based off of my experience of really watching it through creators who sub these events into English, and also just just through the YouTube recommendations for like these 1 hour shows or 40-minute shows that don't get subbed, but they appear as video forms on like YouTube and other platforms that I often watch just because like, hey, it's in my recommendation. I have a couple of minutes, I have a couple of hours, just watch it. And I regret watching it, but it does keep me informed to really say like I never want to go there. And like going on to another point, like the costumes that like either the actors or just the staff, like the background staff, or these background characters, they sometimes have like background mascots. Like you can clearly tell they're low budget, and I don't know if they actually care for them. Like I don't know if they actually care for how they're worn or like how they're designed, or if they're just in the back, like like, oh, we had an extra one, we just painted, or like whoever fits, just wear it. Oh, it's like like you can clearly see that they're trying to make it good. They're trying to make these events like worth it, like that you're paid money for it. But at the same time, that when you have those costumes and they come out, it's like, oh no, like you finally really understand, like, oh no, like they didn't actually like. There's no money in this. Like, they're not getting paid well. Or probably they are, but like the person who actually made the costumes or like actually bought them, like, I'll cheap out because you have to wonder. You really have to wonder if the person who actually like I don't know bought it or just made it themselves. You have to wonder. I've been given such a small budget. I'll secretly use it for something else. Wow, because like I can't do anything with such little money. Like you just wonder, like, did they crap out? Like they just used it for something else instead. Like secretly used it for I don't know, like a lunch, an expensive lunch, or a little pin. Like you never know. But another thing about these costumes are like you can clearly tell in some of these videos. Like I'm trying to remember. Like I know like in the magical girl events, like if the magical girl anime events, when they have like when the voice actresses come out and do little chats with the audience, or not really with the audience, but like just going off the script and giving descriptions on what's happening in the show and the characters, that like they often have these magical girl mascots, or just these like these clearly dudes in the back wearing the magical girl outfits or the costumes. Like they're clearly dudes. Like you can't really hide it. And I believe the worst one I've seen, I forgot the show, but it was like magical, some type of magical girl breakout. Like it had the break or breakout at the end of it. And oh boy, like I've seen the magical girl, like the pre-cure ones where they try to hide it with like, they try to make the body, like show the little stomach out and try to show some skin with it. But it's like if you look hard enough, like yeah, they're buff and the waistline is also kind of like noticeable, like how a female and a male's like waist and like the hips are like they're different from each other, and you can clearly tell from a distance that if you go outside or just look at any video or screenshot or photos of a dude or and a girl, just like yeah, their bodies are different, and you can clearly tell in some of these princess events, no magical girls, maybe princesses, maybe princess animes, but like in these magical girl events, like yeah, no, there are dudes just in those outfits, but they cover their faces up, and like in the breakout one, like in order to hide the waist, and like it's not. I wouldn't say smart, but like, I would say smart in the condescending way. Like, it was smart, air quotes, of them to, yeah, we're just gonna put the guy in an entire costume, like a magical girl costume, with with the anime eyes and the tiara and everything. But the problem with that is I don't know what it's called because it's in the kanji, like it's in the Japanese language. So you have to actually like look up the Japanese language in order for you to actually find the video. But like you can clearly tell that the little headpiece they wear in order to like actually the headpiece that they cover their heads with in order to show like the anime girl, like the head, like the anime girl character to finish the mascot, or to finish the little, the outfit, is that clearly the head is like lopsided. You can clearly tell that it's not straight. Like the neck and the head are not connected well. Like it's not straight. It's just going to the other side. And it's like, oh, so like awkward to watch. But that's not really funny because like you don't know if they like the people actually notice it. Like do we say anything, or like do they actually notice it? Like, no, that's normal. Like, really? Like, it's like there's clearly the neck, like the color for the neck, and then there's the color for the head, and like you can clearly see that they're not in line. Like the head's not really like connected to that part where like the color, the tan color, is like trying to like make it so it looks like a neck, but like you clearly can tell. It's like, wait, why is the head like Why is the head all the way there to the right? Uh, I mean, like that's like another reason why I just don't want to like go to these events, just because like I know that's there's a highly like there's a very high chance of it happening. Just coming out, it's like, hey, look, they're bringing out the costumes. Oh no, they ruined the costume. Why would you do this? Why would you do this with the costume? Like, it's just fabric. Like you just made you ruined the costume. I- and I'm not like, I'm not trying to say like don't ever go. It's like I'm just talking about like why I wouldn't go. Um, and again, like I repeated myself earlier and said that like, I respect the people who actually go, and you know some of them like some some of these events, like some of these promotion events, usually like Nintendo, or if it's a big company like Atlas, or if some events, somewhere like some really rock it and like knock it out of the park. Like a good one I recently watched is the Persona 5 event on YouTube where they got the voice actors out. I don't know if it was. I think it was for one of the spin-offs. Yeah, I think it was one of the Persona 5 spin-offs, and like they got the voice actors out. And again, this might seem a little hypocritical, but like they they did a voice recording of they recorded the lines and did a little bit of improv for the event. Like, and that was that was pretty nice of them, because although I said again in the past I don't like reading off the script. This is not what I meant by like voice recording a voice line, like giving the audience a chance to like really know what's happening in the studio. Like this is how they record things. Like that's not, in my opinion, like reading off the script, because you're this event is you trying to promote the game by showing the audience like, yeah, this is the behind the scenes of what we did. Like you're actually giving useful information to the audience that that might inspire them, influence them, or get them to really appreciate the work you made. You're not really trying to sell. Like you're not really trying to sell like crappy. I don't know how to say it. Like you're not really trying to sell something that's art. Like, and I wouldn't really be like selling. It's like you're not really putting on a show that isn't really gonna like influence influence the audience enough. I don't know. Like I don't know how to describe it. It's like there are some promotional events and marketing stuff that people do really well, and they really do have an impact. And like what Persona 5 did, it's good. I'll admit that. And to really really like tell people that like they're not all bad. I would add another one, the Sword Art Online like events, like SAO, like their video game promotional events are really good because they get the voice actors out and they show a lot of gameplay. Like they get the voice actors to actually like play the game. Like that's really big, because usually like you can't script that. Like you can't really script how they play the game, because we kind of all know that like some voice actors don't really like they're not really gamers, or they do it for the art. Like they enjoy voice acting and doing it for the art, but they don't have time to play games. So like it's funny to see how they play the game, and like the mistakes, or like the successes they made by accident. So it's really just fun to watch, and you get something from it. Like you get get some laughs out of it. You get to see how the game plays. You might buy it because of this this video, or how they describe the game, like the work that goes into it, how they display the game. Like again, like I'm trying to say, like these events are good if done well, if there's the money for it, if there's really like no like nothing that has to do with a script, like just talking about it, if 50% of the event didn't have a script, there was no prompter to really like tell like people what to do on stage, and like I would take some of my hate for them out and like just say, you know what, it's overpriced, but if I can actually have some good like some experience just for a couple seconds, maybe 5 or 10 or so, I'll pay the money. It's just one of those things where you just have to like go in, hope maybe you have some good luck this time, and try to get the most out of it. And clearly, some events, usually at the like conventions, like the Japanese conventions, sometimes they go off script because someone made a mistake, and those are entertaining to watch. Even though it comes at like the expense of like, oh, they're gonna have a talking later from the staff, like, oh, you went off script here, no, no, no. But like to the audience, to like for me, it's like, so refreshing. Like, yes, they messed up. Yes, the page, they didn't follow what was on the page. Oh, yeah. So if you wanna like, you wanna go, you like them, like I have no hard feelings to you. Go for it. Yeah. It's your money. You like them, go for it. I just won't go for it if there's so many limitations on making me not enjoy it. But if if you really want to go in the future, definitely go. Like, and also like I want to make clear, like I don't hate the people who work on these events. I don't hate the people who go to them or any of the voice actors or voice actresses. I just think that how majority of them, like how these promotional marketing events and live streams are set up, like just the setup and like the culture, like business culture around them on how they're used, how they're marketed, how they're actually like, why do we need them? What should we do with them? Like they're just like, they're not good, in my opinion. Like they're just not good. They're just not worth it. They're not worth my time or like someone else's time if I can influence them. But like, yeah, they're just there's just no interest for me just from seeing like how badly I respond to them. Like, yeah, they're just not good. Like maybe they'll be better in the future. Maybe like, something might change, something might revolutionize how they market their stuff, like how they market anime and video games. But like right now, like these these events, these Japanese events, not really. I don't really like. I'm not gonna go buy a ticket. Go to Japan, attend them, and just sit down and watch. Like that's not for me. But good luck to anyone in the future who does it. And that's it. Yep. Hope you guys enjoy my rant on why I would never want to attend any of these Japanese Seiyuu events or promotional events for any like anime show or anime game in the future. Hope you guys enjoyed it.